Hey, it's Dallas Wayne here. Join me today as I become the real Dragonborn. I'm going to go ahead and cook a recipe from the game Skyrim and just talk about being the hero in your own life, man, and how video game philosophy can apply to life. So you can see I'm not dressed up in a Skyrim cosplay or whatever you call it. Sorry, but I'm not that much of a nerd. But I am going to cook a recipe from an uncommon taste. Potage le Magnifique. So, let's get started. So, first things first, we're going to need a fire. So, I got this old table frame thing here. We're going to be using that to cook over the fire. As you can see here, I have some big chunks of wood, and underneath is a whole bunch of wet wood because it's been raining here, and basically all the wood is kind of wet. So I'm going to start the fire a way that probably people would have in medieval times when it was like this, with diesel. That was more diesel than I expected. There, just like a candle wick. Don't ask me why I have a whole bucket of diesel. This shouldn't be that explosive. The way that it's burning should be pretty safe. Look at that, it's gone out already. Let's just go ahead and light this paper on fire. Perfect. It's turning out to be a lot less flammable than I expected. I think water got into that bucket, but hopefully it works. You know, just like in Skyrim, sometimes you gotta chop some wood, and you should chop some wood because it's good for you. It builds character, you know? Makes you a better person somehow. And it's good for your muscles and your hand-eye coordination. And yeah. Holy cow! That diesel's taking off over there, man. Anyway, I got some nice little pieces here. And I'll show you. Yeah, so as you can see, my diesel plan worked out pretty good. And yeah, just want to get a bunch of little pieces, nice dry pieces in there. Then I'll be able to get all the heat going right under this frame once all this wood burns into some coals, and there'll be a perfect spot to do some cooking. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that this is going to burn into like a pretty good little base to put my pot over. And in the meantime, let's go get prepared for Potage le Magnifique. Now first off, let's read the recipe. Now you might have come across this book, An Uncommon Taste, while playing the game Skyrim. I've actually cooked recipes from Skyrim before. I've cooked the apple cabbage stew. I just made it up though because there wasn't a recipe for it. So this time I'm actually got a recipe. And this is how it reads from the book here. Potage le Magnifique. Ingredients: 4 cups of chicken broth, 4 cups of beef broth, 2.5 ounces of butter, 1 wooden flagon of flour, 1 cup of diced carrots, and half a cup of diced onions. Now the recipe says, stoke the flames of your open pit fire, which we did, and achieve a low heat, so we got a bit of time on that. Combine all the ingredients into a large pot and stir vigorously. So yeah, they don't like cook or fry any of the vegetables or anything, I guess. They just throw it all in there and stir it and hope for the best. Once hot, pour into earthen soup bowls immediately. I'm not sure what earthen means, to be honest, but I'll have a bowl nonetheless. Behold the gourmet's signature dish, the Potage le Magnifique. And it goes on. But wait, I know what you're wondering. That's it? Is that all there is to it? What's the secret of the gourmet? Do you really expect me to give away the secret to my most popular dish? Well, guess what? I will. For that secret, my friends, is you. That's right. The Potage le Magnifique is delicious and extraordinary. Using just the simple ingredients listed, you will create a potage that is both hearty and delicious. But in order to make the Potage le Magnifique truly magnificent, it takes the imagination of a truly inspired chef. Do you have that gift? Well, we're going to see today, I guess. I have served bowls of the Potage le Magnifique that have caused grown men to weep with joy. Can you guess what I added? Can you create magic? Now, yes, I believe that I can. And that's what I like so much about this, is it's kind of like saying, make it with love, you know? Put your own flair on it. And the thing is, though, I've seen a bunch of other videos out there about how to make this soup. And honestly, people are always making it in a way that my interpretation doesn't quite make sense. Or they're like doing too much to it. So I'm going to try to stay as true to the recipe as possible here. I don't know, perhaps I'll add a pinch of salt as the secret ingredient. Maybe I don't need any. I think the secret ingredient is love. That's always my secret ingredient when I cook. Got all my ingredients nicely prepared and ready to go. And I didn't want to show you the part where I was cutting the onions because I was just crying a whole bunch and nobody needs to see that. But also, like in Skyrim, for some reason, you never see your character like take out a knife and chop up all the vegetables, right? So you don't necessarily need to see me do that too. All you know is I have the ingredients and I have the fire. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the right temperature. As you can see, it's getting below where I want to put my grill at least, so I can get cooking very soon here. But yeah, we more want some coals and not just direct flame heat, but yeah, it's coming along nicely. Now check this out. Fire poker. Iron, I guess. Made this when I was a school kid. And it's actually pretty nice, you know, for the hook to pull the wood around or poke. Not a bad fire poker. And it's held up all these years, so very authentic. The fire's starting to burn down enough that I can put this grill over it. See that? I should be able to get the pot hot here. First I'll put the pot on this side where there's a little less flames, and this is where we add the ingredients. Here goes our butter, our half cup of onions, and our full cup of carrots. Seems like that's going to take a while to cook down, but yeah, we'll see. And our flagon of flour, I mean, I didn't have a wooden flagon. I figure that's like a ceramic mug's close enough, right? Let's go ahead and dump that in. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too little. I'm not sure. I guess we can always add more liquid or flour and see what happens. Let's go ahead and kind of get that over the flame a bit. It says stir vigorously, so I'm assuming this is going to take some time. So while I cook and stir here, let's talk a little bit about Skyrim and being the Dragonborn. And like honestly, I think a lot of people think that if you play video games, you're kind of a nerd or a geek or a dork. Or a lot of people, mostly older generation, I guess, would have bad associations with video games. But I find like they're a good form of entertainment, albeit at that. Like they're not a waste of time in the sense that if you're enjoying it, then if you're having fun, it's time well spent. But also, you know, like video games, you know, they'll challenge you. Ooh, the heat's getting a little bit much there still. But yeah, like video games, they challenge you, and that's a good thing. Like you develop some motor skills, as well as you actually develop spatial awareness. Like I was watching a documentary where they did some tests about how video games actually really help you learn areas. Like you can, when you play a lot of video games, for example, you can look at a map and find where to go, or you can go into a building or a dungeon, right, and learn all the corners, and then you memorize it, and you can like run around there and just go around, and without even looking, like all the hallways in the game look the same, but you know which corners to take, and you memorize all that. So you actually learn like practical skills from video games in a lot of cases. So that's my point. But the sort of point of this video more generally is just like apply it to real life. Like video games are only a problem if that's all you care about, but like I'm saying here, if you actually use applicable skills, if you gain other skills, then well, that's something good. Getting smoke in my face here. The wind's kind of changing direction all of a sudden. Got to be careful about this. At some point, I might need to put some gloves on. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, like realistically, video games are actually a better form of entertainment than a lot of, like, it's better for your brain, I would argue, in almost any case than just scrolling on social media. Or, I don't know about cell phone games, I've never really got into that, but I feel like a lot of those are pretty much mindless. But especially when it comes to like an RPG or a strategy puzzle game, there's also like cognitive benefits to be gained from that. So I would say I definitely am achieving a low heat here. You can see it's not boiling over or anything. The butter's not even fully melted. But we do want to break down those vegetables eventually, right? So, see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, like for me, there's also philosophical lessons to be taken away from video games, and one of them is the concept of the Dragonborn. Like, what is the Dragonborn? Really, it's just a classic hero's journey. You know, there's you're kind of at the low point in your life, and there's a call to adventure, and you go and you discover yourself. Like, you discover Skyrim and the way the world works, or magic, or fighting skills, but most importantly, you discover your identity as the Dragonborn. And, that's kind of what it's all about. And I think, like, that's exactly it. To me, it was inspiring to play kind of games like that for the creative aspect, like coming up with your character's backstory and so on, and your play style. Very like awkwardly sitting around this fire. Almost need like a low chair to sit on. Maybe I'll find something. Oh, there, problem solved. I got the classic lawn chair, see? Just like they used in medieval times in real life and also in Skyrim. Actually, you can get a chair like this in Fallout. Too bad I wasn't cooking Fallout 3 themed food. That might be fun, right? Like make some radioactive soup. Oh yeah, you can see we're getting some nice coals under here now, and soup's starting to steam. It's starting to come together, I think. Yeah. Butter's melting. My legs are too hot now, though. I'm back to crouching. My legs are way too hot. Now the smoke's changing direction again. No, but hear me out, man. The point is this. Be the Dragonborn more in your own life. Like, be the hero. The story of the Dragonborn is just the same as the story of Jesus or the story of Luke Skywalker. There's multiple stories in the Bible that are like it. It's the hero's journey, okay? And the point is, it's a good myth that we need to incorporate in our lives, okay? This tastes surprisingly good already. But, you see, I think society doesn't want you to incorporate it in your life. Society doesn't necessarily want you to be the Dragonborn. Why? Well, because how are the people in power going to control everyone if everyone's acting like the hero? If everyone's the main character? If everyone is the Dragonborn? If everyone realizes their inner power and goes out there and just does whatever they want, maybe it would be chaos. Maybe it would be a better world where there isn't tyrant people trying to keep people from living their best lives. You know, what if everyone could live their best lives? Like, I think most people would be contributing more good to the world, not less. And honestly, I like to think that there's not a big evil conspiracy, against people becoming the hero, like in The Matrix, for example. Obviously, there's a conspiracy to stop the chosen one from realizing himself. I think in a way that's true, because that's the way our school systems are designed, for example. If you believe that they were, well, it seems to be true that they were, in the West at least, reformed by Rockefeller, and basically they were designed to make people slaves. It was designed to make people workers. It was designed for you to be NPC, a supporting character in someone else's main story. Now look, maybe not everyone is meant to be a Dragonborn. But that's not necessarily the point either. Just because you're not the Dragonborn doesn't mean you're not an NPC. And if you're watching this video, then you're likely not an NPC. If you understand what I'm saying, you're definitely not. You know, you have the power to be the hero in your own life. You just gotta find it. And today, we're making soup. A mess with the fire here. Oh yeah. Yeah, see the beautiful coals getting in there now? Wow. Probably almost too hot. But You can hear that metal heating up. See the soup now? Starting to change color and consistency big time, thickening up. Vegetables are slowly getting softer. I want it to be nice and orange, get that nice color that I believe it's supposed to be. Once those carrots break down a bit more. But you just got to really stir it too. There is legitimately bad people out there that they want you to be subjected to their will. You know what I mean? They don't care about your well-being. And that's just the truth about the world, unfortunately. So there is definitely a conspiracy to keep you down by some people out there. Some of them have power. But there's also, I know a lot of people, you probably want to, blame your family and the people around you, right, for coming down on your dreams. And because that's also part of the conspiracy, right, is, most of the time, if you have a crazy idea, most people are going to shoot it down. If you suddenly decide you're the Dragonborn, you're the main character, how's that going to make everyone else feel? Right? But everyone else, you got to remember, has also been programmed to be an NPC by society, by evil people, by nefarious forces. So they've all been programmed too. And they're just trying to program you to be the same way. And it's not necessarily because they're evil and they don't even necessarily know what they're doing because they've been fooled themselves. Well, that's enough philosophy for the moment, I guess, right? No, but that's really it. That's why, video games like Skyrim, for example, one of the reasons why they're so great is you get to be the hero. You get to choose your own destiny. But that's what I'm saying is try and apply that to your life, at least just a little bit, and find some more meaning in it, Why would you want to be an NPC in your own life? If you're going to be a main character in a game, be a main character in the game of life. That's all I'm saying. As you can see, it's coming together better again. Getting more thick and more orange. So, yeah. And, the fire is pretty much exactly where I want it, I'd say. Yeah. This is the fun. This is the fun of it. But yeah, let's just chill for a second, talk about why Skyrim's so cool. Well, simple stuff like this, the fact the game has books, legit books that you can read in it, and legit recipes that you can even try in real life. But it's also, to me, that game is always so cool just for the aspect of the chill moments, like hanging out at a tavern and cooking your own food and building your own kind of homestead. Because I want to do that in real life, so that's why it's so cool to me, and the chill vibes of it. So yeah, this is how I'm applying it. Uh-oh. The police helicopter, man. Oh, that really got it stoked. I don't really think I wanted that stoked. Holy. Yeah. There. Man, I've been stirring this for a long time. See, this is what they don't show you in Skyrim. It actually takes longer than 1 second. Like in the game, you just go, I want that soup, and go boom. However, you can't actually just make this soup over a fire like most soups in Skyrim. So that's why I'm going to do it, because I'm the Dragonborn today. Yeah, normally you can only make it in the quest for the Dark Brotherhood. Right, and then you add the poison, which I, of course, am also not going to do. Oh, this bad boy is getting pretty hot. Yeah, see, we got a huge flame coming off this one log right under it there. It's mostly just the heat from all the coals that I want now. Like, even just, putting my hand there, it's crazy hot, man. Anyway, just keep on stirring vigorously until it's ready. And I have to cut ahead because it's going to be a while. So it says you can add a secret ingredient, and after tasting it, I think I decided my not so secret ingredient now is going to be just a little bit of pepper. Just a little bit. Because after tasting it, that's what I decided that it needed. So, yeah, nothing crazy. I know you can't get pepper in Skyrim, but I don't care, because I'm making magic. I remember on a bunch of other videos that I've seen online, or not a bunch, but a few anyway, where they're making this, they were always using the stick blender to get the right consistency at the end, you know? Can't see because of the steam right now, but like, they don't have stick blenders in Skyrim, man. They didn't have stick blenders in the old days in general, in the olden times, or medieval times, sort of what the game's based on, right? So, the way I see it, the only way you can actually get these chunks out is if you would have cooked it down long enough, right? And, I mean, it's getting there. I'm dedicated. I've been stirring this for a very long time. And, yeah, maybe eventually it breaks down enough. Maybe it's supposed to be a tiny bit chunky, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Maybe I should have cut the vegetables way smaller. Doesn't matter. That's the whole point here, is it's just an experiment. But anyway, I'm going to stir it on here for a little while longer, hopefully before it gets dark, and then we're going to eat. Feel good. The small pieces are starting to get nice and part of the soup, but yeah, anyway, just a little longer, I'd say, and we'll give this bad boy a try. Wish I had some ale or mead to drink in the meantime. It's probably what you do in Skyrim, right? And you just like that's what they do in Europe nowadays. You just drink all day and then make a big dinner late at night when everyone's drunk. Maybe if I stir this more aggressively, it'll be better. I just don't even know anymore. But we'll keep it going for a few minutes. All right. That's about as much as I'm going to let it cook for now. I can let it sit on there maybe and cook some more, but I'm going to try some. So go ahead and serve a little bit up. This isn't called for, but I'm going to add some fresh parsley just because I can, and it looks nice. It tastes good. And I got some fresh bread. You know? There's something to it. It's not bad. I definitely think if I let the vegetables cook down a bit more, just gonna keep that on there and let it cook some more. Like I said, a lot of people are using like stick blenders. I think that's cheating. It's also like if you cook it inside, it's easier to control the heat, right? But it wasn't the purpose at all. The purpose was to do it as authentically as possible. And I don't know if this is it, but it's pretty good. So there you have it. That's my interpretation of Potage le Magnifique. Actually turned out not bad considering all things. Like I said, I think I'll let it cook down, maybe even just a little bit more here. And I'm sure it'll be even better later. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're still here. And yeah, let me know what you thought. Hope this maybe inspired you to cook some strange meal from some fictional world. Either way, see you next time. Bye. See, though, this is what it's all about, you know? Just chilling by the fire, eating some fresh cooked food. It's like, just good vibes, man. Just good vibes. It's not much of a serving spoon.